This is an important day in the life of the university, a day to celebrate the success of our graduates. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this ceremony and to formally declare this congregation of the university open. Please be seated.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, university colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and graduands. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the University of Portsmouth, it is a great privilege to be sharing this precious moment with you, our graduands, and with your partners, parents, families, and friends. I offer each of you my congratulations on your achievement. To graduate in your chosen field is a tremendous achievement of which you should be proud of. Congratulations on persevering and getting to this day. But as I'm sure you've been told many times, this is just the beginning of a new chapter. We are immensely proud of your achievements. Take the time to enjoy the moment, as I'm sure in the years to come, you will look back on this day with great affection. Believe it or not, it seems only yesterday that I graduated. Like me, you'll be experiencing a great range of emotions, relief that you've made it, pride in your abilities, a sense of reward in the recognition of your qualification, and perhaps also a sense of excitement, trepidation, and expectation as you think ahead to the next leg of your journey and what adventures and opportunities that will bring. I'm sure there have been times when you wondered whether you would succeed, but you have succeeded, and thanks to your determination and hard work. Whilst the sole credit for your academic achievement is clearly yours, I'm sure you would agree that those close to you have played a crucial role. Parents, partners, children, and friends have all helped by providing the encouragement and support, the shoulder to cry on, the listening ear. But most of all, they've kept faith in you and willed you to succeed. I think it is appropriate that you should stand up and on the count to 3, and with a rousing cheer and applause, join me in thanking your family and friends who are here today. But please remember, this is being broadcast not just outside Guildhall Square, but also across the world through our live streaming. So as this is the last ceremony, let's give this your all. Graduates, would you stand up, please? 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. That's quite pathetic. Once again, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Please be seated. We also owe much to the lecturers and professional staff who have gone the extra mile to help with the problem and those who have inspired you in your learning. I'm proud not just of your achievements, but also of the commitment and professionalism of my colleagues at the university. Today, you're graduating from a university that's recognized as part of the modern elite of universities, a university that's bold, not old, a university which is a catalyst for change and which has a strong sense of energy, flexibility, and dynamism, a university committed to providing the very best distinctive student experience. Be proud that your university has been recognized as a Gold Award institution by the Teaching Excellence Framework, one of only 4 universities in the Southeast to do so. This recognizes that our university has demonstrated the highest quality teaching standards and is consistently outstanding. It also recognizes that we provide outstanding outcomes for students from all backgrounds. This has been reinforced by the recent designation of leavers of higher education for the graduating class of 2016, which puts our graduate outcomes of students in employment or full-time study within 6 months at 96.5%. Our university is ranked number 1 out of the 17 other higher education institutions in the Southeast. This puts us at the top 15% of institutions in the country. In addition, recent league tables in the Complete University Guide, The Guardian, and the Times World Young Universities ranking all show us on an upward trajectory. These are remarkable achievements for a university which has turned 25 years this year. We are very proud of this for you, our graduates, as they give you a degree which you can be proud of and providing you with the best opportunities for the start of your career and your future. As you embark on your fresh challenges, you may feel that developments at this university do not affect you, but they do. They grow the reputation of your university, and you share in that reputation. Its success adds value to your qualification. With this in mind, last week we have launched our new brand proposition and a new logo to better reflect who we are as a university. Our key brand proposition is ambition, discovery, impact. And over the next few months, you'll see our new logo and new crest being unveiled, which will be a more accurate representation of who we are as a university. I hope you'll keep in touch with these exciting developments at your university. You are entering a world that is facing great political and economic and cultural change. Amidst all that, you may be thinking about finding your purpose in life. I'm reminded of the incident when President John F. Kennedy visited NASA and asked the janitor what he was doing. His response was, "I'm helping put a man on the moon." You don't have to worry about your own purpose. You are millennials. You will find that instinctively. The challenge is creating a world where everyone has a sense of purpose. This is especially important as the previous status quo, where this came from your job or community, is no longer applicable. The disruptive technologies we are now facing are eliminating many jobs, and communities are changing. You have a generational challenge to create that sense of purpose for the community and for everyone. Don't underestimate what you can do individually or collectively. We have seen your generation turn the tide on the general election this year because there was a sense of purpose for the community. You belong to a generation that cares and cares for community issues, and together you can make an impact on these issues. Don't think that someone else may do it. Be prepared to step up to the challenge. I am at this point reminded of the words of Steve Jobs as well, who said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of other opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary." Your University of Portsmouth's qualification has real value in the wider world and provides the edge that will be vital to tackle the many social and economic challenges that all countries face. It is innovative and creative graduates like yourselves who will make the difference in building a successful and secure future. There is no doubt your degree is valuable, but it is your personal enthusiasm and creativity that will now propel you forward. And we want to continue to be part of your future aspirations. In many ways, you never really leave us, because today is just the beginning of a lifelong relationship with your university as members of the Portsmouth family. Please make use of our excellent Alumni Association and keep in touch as you continue your journey through life. But please remember that in graduating today, you are part of a privileged minority that has had the advantages of a university education. With that privilege comes responsibility. Please reflect upon your obligations as graduates of our university. You are trustees of the skills and abilities you have developed. I urge you to use your talents to help enrich society and to make a difference for the benefit of others. No pressure, of course, but you are the future. I would encourage each one of you to grab the opportunities which will present themselves. Be ambitious, seek to discover, and make an impact like your university. Do not settle for second best. Thank you. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, the university has resolved to confer the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa upon Joanna Leslie Harrington D. Serrano, OBE.
Jo Harrington de Serrano has led an eventful and peripatetic life. She was born on the East London-Essex borders and lived in Barking until she was 8 years old, after which her family moved to Kent. She was educated at Fort Pitt Grammar School in Chatham, and later, when she returned to Essex, Hallmead School in Upminster and Barnstable School in Basildon, which she left with GCEs at the age of 16. Her father, who is here today, was an investment banker, and so it was perhaps unsurprising that she would follow him, working first at the Bank of England and then in various merchant banks where she specialised in the field of global equity derivatives. Those were heady days in the City of London. Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister, and the deregulation brought about by the Financial Services Act of 1987 had fostered a work hard, play hard atmosphere, which Jo fully embraced. She was not, though, the typical Bollinger-swilling city worker, preferring festivals to foie gras. Indeed, her love of Glastonbury and camping out in muddy fields earned her, the first woman to be employed at the bank in Union Bank of Switzerland in UBS, the affectionate but perhaps less than flattering nickname, Mrs. Swampy. Jo was very, very good at her job, and she could no doubt have pursued a career in finance like her father. But she didn't. In 1998, as a result of the restructuring of the bank in which she was working, she left the square mile and decided to go travelling. As with many life-changing moments, the decision to travel to South America, which was to become such a very important part of her life, was because of something quite random. At school, she'd studied and been fascinated by the Incas. Jo went first to Buenos Aires and journeyed south through Argentina and Chile to Tierra del Fuego, and back up to Brazil. She was fascinated by the landscape, the people, and the diversity of the linguistic practice. The Spanish she'd learned in England bore little relation to the dialects she encountered in the places she visited, and communication was hard. But she talked, and she listened, she learned new things, and she fell in love with the continent, its countries, and its people. The experience changed her profoundly. Wishing to extend and deepen her understanding, she applied to this university to study for the BA in Latin American Development Studies. Jo had no A-level qualifications, and so my colleague, Dr. Anne Mathieu, who later became head of the School of Languages and Area Studies, but was then course leader and admissions tutor, interviewed her and, a bit mean perhaps, to test her academic skills, asked her to write an essay, and this is why it might be a bit mean if you think about it, about the costs and benefits of tourism in Bolivia, which Jo duly did. It wasn't a, what did you do on your holiday? Anne has told me that the essay she wrote was exemplary, fully referenced, well-researched, carefully argued, and beautifully written. If it had been submitted for assessment, it would, in Anne's view, have been awarded a first-class mark. Unsurprisingly, she was offered a place. One of the attractions of this particular degree programme was that it gave Jo the opportunity to spend a year abroad. However, when it came to choosing where to go and what to do after her second year, she was undecided. She sought advice from Andy Thorpe, now Professor of Development Economics in the Portsmouth Business School, and at that time one of the lecturers on her course. Andy recognised that with her experience in the city, which required her to take significant responsibility, lead and make quick decisions, Jo might find it interesting to look into logistics and the management of disasters. San Salvador had recently suffered an earthquake and tsunami, and he suggested that she go there. She followed the advice, but after a couple of months travelling around in a lorry handing out food parcels, she became disillusioned. The work was disappointing and insufficiently challenging. Rather than giving up and coming home, she looked for something else and learned of an opportunity at the Volcanic Observatory in Colima, Mexico. So off she went, and despite being an undergraduate and only having started to learn Spanish as an adult, and having no knowledge whatsoever of volcanology, she became an important part of the observatory team. She also realised that the existing disaster prevention plan, which had been drawn up to provide guidance as to how agencies and people should react in the event of an eruption, was seriously outdated and in need of revision. And what do you do if you realise this and you are Jo? You throw yourself into learning about geological faults and seismology, hydrologic contamination, and relevant legal provisions, and you draw up a new disaster prevention plan that is up to date and fit for purpose. And when you've done that, you make it the topic of your undergraduate dissertation, and get the highest mark of any student in that year. And I understand why that dissertation got such a high mark. Not because the dissertation examiner told me, but, and this may surprise Joe, because I've actually read it. And what may surprise Joe even more is that when it was decommissioned from the university library some years ago, Andy Thorpe, who had supported Joe in her research ambition, asked if he could have it. And he, in turn, has given it to me to present back to you on this occasion, your undergraduate dissertation. So I'll leave it here for you to pick up when you make your response, Joe. After having had such an extraordinary experience abroad, not only doing this fantastic and important work, but no less important, meeting Rodrigo, the man who was to become her husband, the question was, what next? Jo knew that she wanted to work in disaster management and applied for a job as a relatively low administrative assistant in the Department for International Development. She worked first for a year as a program officer in the Iraq Directorate. She then spent 7 years as humanitarian affairs officer in the Conflict Humanitarian and Security Department, where she was part of the operations team, monitoring and assessing emerging humanitarian situations in cases of rapid onset emergencies, liaising with the UN and NGOs on the ground, and having a focal point and project coordination responsibility for Latin America, the Caribbean, the Middle East, and Sudan. Her final stint was as senior humanitarian deployments manager in the same department, where she had overall program responsibility across a wide range of areas, including management of the 100 million budget for the supply of medical equipment during the West African Ebola outbreak. For all this work, Jo was, in 2016, awarded the OBE in recognition of her work in global humanitarian emergency response, and in 2017, she left DFID to work as an independent consultant. Jo Harrington de Serrano exemplifies all that we hope for in our graduates. She is curious, she's ambitious, she's hardworking, she's responsible, and she's committed to making the world a better place. The United Kingdom has an enviable international reputation for its role in international development and in providing support for those whose circumstances are more challenging than our own, whether that be the result of economic conditions or the physical environments in which they live. That reputation is in no small measure down to the passion, vision, and hard work of people like Jo. We all owe them and her a very great deal. Jo describes herself as a back office rather than a frontline person. Today, here, we celebrate publicly, openly, and on our own front line the contribution that she has made to society and the credit that she has brought and will no doubt continue to bring to this great university. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Jo Harrington de Serrano, OBE, for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
By the authority of the university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Thirteen years ago when I walked across this stage, I had a bit of a faux pas with my outfit and had to walk across like this. So I'm really happy that I've managed to make the first 5 meters without anything happening to me. I want to say thank you to Matthew. That was amazing. I'm trying not to do a Gwyneth Paltrow and cry right now because it was really nice. I want to obviously thank my family who are sitting up there, who are now waving. Because without them, I wouldn't be here today. They've had to put up with a lot, including me not being around for very long times during emergencies, and it is quite difficult on the family. But I guess for me, I have to obviously thank some of the teachers here who are still here from like 14 years ago and who I recognise. But that probably makes you feel really old now. So for me, I've had 2 distinctive careers, banking And then the opportunity that University of Portsmouth gave me to come into something different and to do what I'm doing today. It is fair to say that I wouldn't be here today without what I learned here, and it has served me so well in what I do. I learned so much, and I loved every minute of it. And it was hard work, probably because Anne was setting me really hard things to do. As Matthew said, I was always back office, whether in banking or whether in my role in humanitarian affairs. I think that's something that is kind of understated. Yeah, you are probably going off now to do something in the world, and lots of people like the glory of the front line. But I think if you find yourself in future and you are there in the back office, that you are making a difference, and you should really, really pat yourself on the back for doing so, because they are not often recognised for what they do. So, 2 points. Don't be afraid to change your career halfway through, something drastic. And B, never sell yourself down, and never put yourself down for where you are, because everyone is making a contribution. So congratulations to all those who are graduating today. Wish you all the best. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you to my family. Thank you.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, as Academic Registrar, I confirm that those presented at this ceremony have successfully completed their studies and have satisfied all conditions and requirements of the University.
By the authority of the University, I confirm that all those who are duly qualified are hereby admitted to the awards for which they are presented.
There's no. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following successful candidates from the School of Languages and Area Studies. For the award of Bachelor of Arts in Communication and English Studies, Rianne L. Caffey. With first-class honors and with the Shrey Prize for the Best International Student Project, Azizi Deng. Long Ke-yue. Ying Mi-ki. Mi-ki Young. For Bachelor of Arts in International Business Communication, An Qi-er. Chen Juan. Du Qinning. Guo Haolei. Hou Zhongyu. With first-class honors and with the International Student of the Year Prize, Naoli Yoyama. Li Ailin. Li Danyi. Li Guoying. Li Jinhao. Li Zijia. Pan Jingyuan. Qiu Mali. 邱千怡 Emiko Shikokawa. With first class honors, P.K. Sui. Sun Yao. Kevin Wang. Xu Zhiyin. 严文瑞、叶真真、于静怡、于倩颖、袁子申、张铎、张苏萌、郑薇、朱文玉、朱新燕、For Bachelor, Miyu Minakawa. For Bachelor of Arts in International Trade and Business Communication, 丁燕妮、董倩、杜哲宇、樊晓瑞、方正、封伟佳、高雅欣、黄杰宪、黄耀珠、Lauren Lau、李晨阳、李林蔚、李运峰、廖健、刘子健、马路遥、彭梦迪、邱桂新、王诗、With first class honors, 肖晓文。杨家荣、张百通、张玲、张媛媛、Rita 朱、胡冷、黄天宁、For Bachelor of Arts in International Trade, Logistics and Business Communication, with first-class honors and with the School Award for Outstanding Achievement by a student from an International Partner Institute, Jason Chen, 陈思彤。For Bachelor of Arts in Logistics and Business Communication, 傅瑜。王安琪。
Vice-Chancellor. I present to you the following successful candidates for the School of Languages and Area Studies. For the awards of Bachelor of Arts in American Study, with first-class honors, George Albani. Katie Birch. Louise Chappelle. Molly Diver. With first-class honors, Josie Dunn. With first-class honor, Elizabeth George. Maisie Green. With first-class honor and with the Klaus Togsvig Prize for the Best Dissertation American Studies, Francis Gunther. George McTaggart. George Knott. Amy Pelsai. Chantel Roberts. John Spurgeon. Lauren Simpson. With first-class honors, Georgia Tendall. For the Bachelor of Arts in American Studies and History, Daniel Barrett. Kirsty J. Ellie Mae Morris. Mark Redhead. George Savory. Rhiannon C. Wright. Bethany White. Kyle Wilson. For the BA Honors International Business Communication, Yung Sheng Lim. For the Bachelor of Arts in Applied Languages, Gemma Assen. With first-class honors, Don Banfield. Karina Betnarchik. With first-class honors, Francesca Caramelle. With first-class honors, Olivia Clark. Isabella Chablis. Bethany Cummings. Monica Natalia Drab. Jennifer Ellis. Esther Fan. Leonie Fend. With first-class honors, Louis Folks. Sabrina Gudusho. Lauren Green. Elizabeth Ann Harris. Charlotte Hyde. David Jackson. With first-class honors, Seth Langley. Brogan Matthews. Tom Paris. Andrea Pratish. Nicholas Rudd. Joel Sanders. Anna Skilton. Kieran Spurrier. Alexandra Stevens. Laura Sarich. Sani Chuk. Sam Teston. With first class honors, Zoe van den Berg. Louis Young. For the Bachelor of Arts in Area Studies, Daniela Gonsalves. With the French Study Prize for the Best Dissertation, Chris Rimmer. For the Bachelor of Arts in Combined Modern Languages, with first class honors, Ria Archer. Jody Chandra Litt. Rebecca Collins. Amy Fitzgerald. Giulia Gorini. Connor Judd. Sarah Ludlow. With first class honors, Samuel Merchant. Rachel Morris. Matt Phillips. Ruby Ritter. Edward Stoliday. Nicholas Benton. For the Bachelor of Arts in English and American Study, Jack Farmery. Evie Kim C. Laura Pennell. Sam Purchase. Catherine Sadler. Oliver Strickland. For the Bachelor of Arts in English Language, Saira Arshad. Dan Bao. Charlie Bisley. Disha Rebecca Bora. Morgan Blythe. Ollie Blockerhurst. Rebecca Cox. Mitchell Dark. Sophie Dallywell. With first class honors, Harry Lepper. With first class honor, Miranda Edwards. Katie Hardy. Morgan Harty. Shani Hector. Doda Jawara. Rachel Jones. Sam Kershaw. With first class honors, Stephanie Lukens. Alice Linden. With first class honor, Melissa Maximina Martindale. Lauren Merens. Amy Mills. Katie Mitchell. Michael Paul Sprague. With first class honors, Henry Thornton. Emily Toft. Kelly Wilder. Lauren Wilcox. Georgina Williams Moss. Megan Zawrensky. For the Bachelor of Arts in European Study and International Relations, Kalia Atiliotou. Veronica Botnarich. Louis Collins. Tom Croucher. Alexander Williams. For the Bachelor of Arts in French Studies, Augustus Bebington. Katie Junevar. Nor Birgus. Hannah Squire. For the Bachelor of Arts in German Studies, Kira Chandler. Charlotte Dempsey. Julia Hamill. Katie Herbert. For the Bachelor of Arts in International Development Studies with first class honors, Laura Andrews. With first class honors and with the Banco Espirito Santo Prize, Ravina Bansal. Rachel Bradford. Habib Brown. Becky Brown. Harriet Kepperwell. Thomas Crisp. With first class honors, Poppy D. Well done. With the Nelly Added Memorial Prize, Hannah Evans. Natasha Finch. Lauren Eitzel Kobina. Leon Loomis. Sarah Madibo. Grace Meyers. Jay O'Connor. Adidola Omihale. With first class honors and with the Robin Carter Prize, Chelsea Rankin. Joanna Sasserat. Markita Svitova. Ariane Taki. For the Bachelor of Arts in International Development Studies and Language, Jack Armstrong. Olivia Edmonds. With first class honor, Pirio Saschilati. With first class honors, Paul Whitley. And with first class honors, Rebecca Joy Wright. For the Bachelor of Arts in International Development Studies with Language, Karin Irani. Kaleke Kolawole. The Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and Languages with first class honor, Brigitta Educate. Edward Shovel. Ona Shorban. Zachary Hayes. Marta Ozipiak. With first class honors, Kenya Simpson Martin. For the Bachelor of Arts in International Relations with Languages, Amy Gibbons. With first class honors, Catherine Repeskaya. For the Bachelor of Arts in Languages and European Study, with first class honor, Lucy Batuskova. Robert Iwitt. With first class honors, Timea Mato. For the Bachelor of Arts in Spanish Studies, Nicola Coyne. Caitlin Davis Dunwoody. Carlos Fonseca. For the Bachelor of Arts in Spanish and Latin American Studies, Louis Dartnall. With first class honors, Emma Romanchuk. Agnieszka Tomza. Now, for the Master of Arts in Applied Linguistics and Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Gabriel E. A. Clark. Garrett Davis. Rebecca Hamlet. Well done. Edmund Humphreys. Kira Markham. Alexandra Pritz. For Master of Arts in Communication and Language Skills, Marion Forjo. Tara Stern. Wing Yang Tang. Lun Wang. Shuxia Wang. For the Master of Arts in Translation Study, Maria Sophia Wood. With distinction and with the best MA dissertation major project, Maria Emilia Aranjo. Heather Hermitage. Segovia Beer. Heather Bigley. Anna Cribley. Caroline Krashel. Lucia Denning. Vivian Federici de Souza. Marian Gamas. Christina Georgi Gamas. Ingo Ager, Roger Aycock, Elisa Lim, José Ogbonda Zoz, Agnieszka Pawlonska, Jean Safkin, Yoko Saito, Eleanor Stephen. With distinction, Kevin Swain, and with distinction, Jane Weatherapp. For Masters of Research in American Study, Blake Sears. For Doctor of Philosophy, for a program of research in Chinese undergraduate students' academic coping and approaches to studying in the UK, a longitudinal study of 4 individual cases, Wuha Knight. This concludes the presentation of students from the School of Languages and Area Studies and today's ceremony.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I now present you Kalake Kolawole to respond to the university on behalf of the graduates. Thank you.
One of my most sincere and fondest memories that the University of Portsmouth has gifted to me is traveling to Paris with Portsmouth Gospel Choir. Whilst gallivanting around the city, we split up and lost each other. And amongst those Whilst gallivanting around the city, we split up and lost each other. After about an hour of searching, we heard this faint singing coming from the metro station. And amongst those faint harmonies were joyous crowds, loud roaring clapping, and iPhone flashes. And of course, we realized that it was the other half of the choir singing. So as a choir does, we joined in singing loudly, triumphantly, and almost obnoxiously. It was like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So, that moment, that specific moment, fundamentally defined community, cohesiveness, and strength. And this university has clustered us together and has had us embrace one another, embrace the environment, and embrace its people. I would firstly like to extend my thanks to those of you who have supported us throughout our academic years. Dear mothers, fathers, siblings, family, friends, faculty, and staff. Today, I sincerely thank you for your encouragement, passion, love, and advice. Your support shall never be forgotten. You have been the foundation of our strength, the voice of reason, and facilitated spaces of calm and refuge. We thank you for your support and love. The university has reached new strides during our time here at university, and we've been fortunate enough to be a part of this journey. Your enthusiasm, dedication, and commitment has guided and cultivated a unique, creative, and academically stimulating space. I thank you for allowing us to be ourselves and for teaching us to become who we are as we are today. So to my fellow students, this year, as a collective, as a community, we graduate. We are able to see the fruitions of our hard work, endless studies and exhausting hours in the library. We are finally able to wave goodbye to hand-ins at 11:59. Lauren, I see you. This is an ode to you. This is an ode to the hardship we have overcome and the trials we have surpassed. You're stronger. To the hours of depression and anxiety you overcame. To the relief I told you you were stronger. And to your present joy, you're deserving and I wish you better. And we, as we march towards our future, you become greater. Our hardships taught us resilience and laid foundations of growing excellence. You are phenomenal. The relationships we have forged, the cohesiveness of the community, and the environment we have adopted have contributed to shaping us and shaping our future. We have marched effortlessly and daringly towards a filled future, and we have been fortunate enough to do it together. With zeal and pleasure, I am proud to congratulate you on such a tremendous milestone. So from me and my choir, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Now, at this stage, it's usually customary for our Chancellor to say a few words, Sandy Toksvig. Unfortunately, I'm told that she's at some secret location filming the next episodes of the British Bake Off. So she can't be here, but no ceremony would be complete without Sandy having the last word. So she's going to join us by video link.
I am so sorry not to be with you for this great day of celebration, but please know that I am probably off working so I can pay my own kids' university fees. I wish I could be there to send you on your way. First of all, may I pay tribute to the mature students in the room who have made the fantastic decision to further their education. When I met the novelist Storm Jameson, she was well into her 80s and preoccupied with taking her GCSE biology exam because, as she told me, I haven't had time before. And that's the spirit. We should never be done with expanding our minds, and I salute you. Now, to the brilliant young people, first of all, you are brilliant young people, and don't let anyone in the older generation tell you otherwise. I have every faith in you and can only apologize for the many messes my generation has been responsible for. Despite our errors, however, take time to consider that some old-fashioned ideas still have merit, and that includes how we deal with each other. That great son of Portsmouth, Charles Dickens, who passed away long before social media began to dominate communication, wrote, "I have heard it broached that orders should be given in great new ships by electric telegraph. I admire machinery as much as any man, and am as thankful to it as any man can be for what it does for us. But it will never be a substitute for the face of a man, with his soul in it, encouraging another man to be brave and true. Remember the friendships which you have forged in your time here flourished because you spent time together. So when you can, try to be in the moment. What does that mean? Well, instead of tweeting and texting people who are not with you that you are having a wonderful time, try having a wonderful time with the people you are actually with. Sometimes that may even be your parents, and now that you are officially grown up, you might be shocked to discover that there is more to them than you thought. Parents, quick note to you, there may also be more to your kids than you thought, and you will soon discover this, as even children with degrees are unlikely to ever leave home. Don't dwell on your failures, learn from them. If you are running a race and fall over a stick, standing and staring at the stick is not going to help you finish the race. What else? Beauty. I'm sure you all look beautiful today, and that is because you are young. The bad news is it's not going to last. Boys, your hair's going to go. Girls, you don't even want to know what's going to go. Here is the good news. Your brain and your store of knowledge is, even with a degree, in its infancy. Never stop learning. Think of the books there are to read, the music there is to listen to. I envy you. Remember, you are part of a privileged elite. If the world consisted of just 100 people, then only 7 would have a university degree. You are one of those magic 7. And with that privilege comes a responsibility to make a difference. You have the tools now, use them for good. You will never be enriched by just trying to make money. Right, time for a bit of Latin, as I am the Chancellor and dressed like a wizard. Lucem sequamur. It's the university motto. Let us follow the light, the inner light that comes from education, from expanding the mind, and from a deep belief that knowledge, not just for a vocation, but also for its own sake, is always worth seeking. I wish you every success. Now go change the world. I know you can do it, and it certainly wants doing.
I want to add my congratulations to all of you who have graduated, and also to all those that have supported them while they've been studying at the university. I now declare that this congregation is closed. Please be upstanding for the academic procession.